it's Ian from RTO here. Welcome to the Sophomore Drome. 2 albums go in, but only one will come out. And today we have got 2 great singer-songwriters from across the pond from us, and that's Bob Dylan and Gordon Lightfoot. Don't have to go into too much detail, they're just legends. So the first of these 2 to release their second album was Bob Dylan, and it was the Freewheelin Bob Dylan, and he released it on the 27th of May 1963. So Bob Dylan plays the guitar and harmonica and vocals, but on Corina Corina he has additional musicians. He has on guitars Howie Collins and Bruce Longhorn, on the double bass Leonard Gaskin, on the drums Herb Lavelle, and on the piano we've got Dick Wellstud. So the first track on this album is the classic Blowing in the Wind. It's one of my favourite tracks by Bob Dylan. It's a very gentle song and I love the words to this. It's a wonderful song. Up next is Rocks and Gravel, another great track. It's just, you know, his performance on this is good, the story's good, brilliant. Masters of War, my second favourite track from this album. It's a very moving song. It's quite apt at the moment with what's going on in the world. It's just such a daunting song. I mean, Roger Taylor did a version of it as well, and that's a really good version as well. Okay, Down on the Highway. I love the little bit of bass guitar on here. I know it sort of repeats itself a little bit, but it's still a great song. Then we get Bob Dylan Blues. Love this short little bluesy track with some nice harmonica on it. It's a very good track. A Hard Rain's Gonna Fall. A wonderful little song. Simple guitar, Bob singing. Some nice words again. So that was the side 1. Side 2 starts off with a track called Don't Think Twice, It's All Right. It's got a bit of a little country feel to it. I love the melody on this, and it's another strong track. Bob Dylan's Dream, good song. I think it could have been condensed for about 4.5 minutes. There's a little bit in the middle that I'm not too happy about. Well, not happy, it just goes on a little bit, but it's still a very good song. Oxford Town, I love this. See, Bob Dylan's got he's very sharp and funny in places, and there's some really little bits on there that make the track a little bit more fun. It's a little dark in places, but it's got that combination of some humour in there. Talking World War III Blues, yeah, another song that's quite apt, and the words ring out in 1963 when he performed it, and it does now in 2025. Then we get Corina Corina, which is a lovely traditional folky song, and it's a great version. I've heard a lot of versions of this. It's an excellent song. Then we've got Honey, Just Allow Me One More Chance. It's a lovely sort of love song type thing with some lovely harmonica. And the last track on here is I Shall Be Free. Very good vocal, some nice guitar on it as well. Good track to end the album. Now, this is an excellent album. I do like playing this. As I said when I ranked this, he slowed down from that first album because it was a bit quick. So this time it goes at a lovely pace, and there's some fine songs and as well as some classics. But it's not about me, it's what the critiques think as well. Now, there's not been many reviews like they are today, but I did find the professional ratings. So, AllMusic gave it 5 stars. The Encyclopedia of Popular Music gave it 5 stars. Entertainment Weekly, A-. Music Hound Rock, 4.5 out of 5. The Rolling Stone Album Game gave it a 5. And Tom Hull gave it an A-, and it peaked at number 22 in 1963 on the US charts and got to number 1 here in 1965, and it went platinum both in America and in 2004 when it was re-released, went platinum here as well. So let's have a look at the nuts and bolts of Freewheelin' Bob Dylan. Song quality, absolutely brilliant songs on here. A couple of them are a little bit too long, so it gets a 4 out of 5. Production, it's very good, considering it's just 90% of it, it's just Bob. But it does feel like it's playing in your living room, so I'm going to give that a 4 out of 5. Reception, well, it did, over between 63 and 65, it did very well. And I think the most thing in 2004 when it was re-released, it did very well over here. So I've got to give that a 5 out of 5 because it's a really good album. Everyone seems to love it. Cover design. Okay, it's a nice picture of Bob in the wind, blowing in the wind. I get that. I think the title could have been a little bit more thing. I like how they put Bob Dylan around his head, but I think it could have been a little bit bigger and different colours. But it's still an iconic cover, so I shall give that a 3 out of 5. Okay, so for a grand total for Freewheelin' Bob Dylan gives us a total of 16 out of 20, which is a pretty decent score. So let's move on to Canada now, and Canadian, which is been compared to as the Canadian Bob Dylan, and Gordon Lightfoot and his second album, which came out in 1967, and it's called The Way I Feel. So Gordon Lightfoot sings and plays piano and guitar and vocals. Then there's his band. We've got Red Shee on the guitar, John Stockfish on the bass, Ken Buttery on percussion, and Charles McCoy third guitar and harmonica, Celeste Bells. First track on here is a track called Walls. I love the harmonica on this. It really adds to the track. It's just an excellent song. It's a lovely vocal from Gordon. If You Got It. I like this. It's just got again, these songs are just simple. Percussion on it. That's all you need sometimes. The percussion just keeps the beat going. Excellent little track. Softly. It's a little bit poppy, and it's not what I expect from Gordon. Just keep to folk. This is early in your career. I know where he was trying to do, but I'm not a big fan of that song. I never have been. But the next track is Crossroads, my favourite track. I love the harmonica. It's a lovely song as well. Brilliantly executed by Gordon. Then we have a minor ballad. There's a little bit of cello in here somewhere, and I love the vocal from Gordon on that. Then we get Go Around. Again, a little bit poppy, but it's better than Softly. Some nice harmonies on this as well. Then we have Rosanna. It's a lovely upbeat song. It's a lovely vocal from Gordon. Home from the Forest. And once again, we got one of them simple, nice songs. I'll Be Alright. This one, if I said, it reminds me of the sound of the Seekers. Somewhere along the line you're expecting Judith Durham to start singing, but it's a really good track. Song for a Winter's Night is next. The guitar and the harmonies on the deep vocal delivery of Gordon, really good. Then we get another classic from Gordon, the Canadian Railroad Trilogy. It's bluesy. I love the songs about railways. It tells a story of the Canadian railways. Excellent track. And then we've got the classic, The Way I Feel. Love the electric guitar on there. It's brilliant. It's a great track to end the album. A bit psychedelic in places. Excellent, excellent track. Yeah, I think this is a really good album. His debut was a little flat in places, but this is got a little bit more to it. There's a bit more experimentation, and it's a pretty solid album. Okay, what did the critics? Well, I've seen one review about it, and it was done in AllMusic by Richie Underberger. Praised the album. The songs weren't quite as impressive as his first batch, but they are still very good. Highlighted by the epic Canadian Railroad trilogy and the electrified remake of The Way I Feel. What's it? So AllMusic did give it a 4.5 stars. The song The Way I Feel reached number 71 in the charts. So let's have a look at the nuts and bolts of The Way I Feel by Gordon Lightfoot. Song quality. I have to disagree with Richie Underberg. I thought the writing on this was far superior than the debut. I think it's some wonderful songs on here. So the stories, I mean, they're all stories, so I'm going to give that a 5 out of 5. Production, excellent production. Crisp, clear. The vocal mix is excellent, so I should give that a 4 out of 5. Reception. AllMusic liked it, and it is quite a favourite of Gordon Lightfoot fans. Pity there's not much written about it, so I'm going to give that a 4 out of 5 as well. Cover design. At least you can see who it is, but I think the picture of Gordon on a black, I just don't think it looks right. You know, half of his face is in the shadow, but you know, at least you know who it is, so I shall give that a 3 out of 5. So, for The Way I Feel by Gordon Lightfoot, guess what? Give us again a total of 16. So another draw. Breaking down these two albums into the one that I'm going to go for is very difficult because I love these albums equally, just like last week's. It was tough. I know it went down to lyrics and performances again. I mean, when it came down to vocal delivery and performance, Gordon edged it. Although the songwriting from Gordon on this is excellent, I just think some of the words Bob Dylan wrote on that album really still strike home today. So in the end, as much as I love Gordon, I'm going to go with Freewheelin' Bob Dylan today, because I think it is. I think Gordon peaked a bit later, and obviously Bob did, but this was the start of that great run for Bob. So I'm going with Bob Dylan today. Okay, where do you vote? Well, if you go into the posts or the old community tab, the poll will be there. And as we haven't got a live stream tonight, yeah, that's the only place you can vote. And next week, Dave will give the result, along as with the result between Fairport Convention and Steel Eye Span. Talking of Steel Eye Span, it was supposed to be on Saturday with myself, Mike and Richard, but we can't do it on Saturday because I'm going out. But we're doing it on Sunday, but unfortunately Richard won't be joining us, so it'll just be Mike and myself. So that's just a little bit I needed to tell you. Okay, coming up next, it is Pick and Mix, and this week it's in the camera's view, and we have got a concert by The Who recorded at the Albert Hall. Recorded round about 2000, and it was released in 2003, I believe. So that's coming up next. So bye for now.